Stephanie had wrestled with her thought for a week. She could no longer let fear or silence drive her decision. She was done hiding. On this fateful day, she faced the woman who nearly destroyed her home and also faced her fear, telling her husband exactly what happened. Stephanie invited her husband's secretary for a discussion. "I'm Stephanie," Elvis' wife said. "I'm here to talk about the lie you told and the one you thought was between just the two of you." Surprised? Or you thought he wouldn't tell me? The secretary stiffened, but Stephanie didn't flinch. "You're playing a dangerous game, young lady. You picked the wrong man to pin a pregnancy on. And you did pick the wrong woman to lie to." The secretary fidgeted. "You will have a DNA test. If you're so confident you are sure my husband is the father of the child you're carrying, then you will have a DNA test. I promise you, it won't be his child. That DNA test will come back negative. And if you keep pushing this lie, I will expose you publicly." After a long silence, the secretary broke. She began to apologize. "I'm sorry. It's not his. I needed a way out. He was the easiest person to blame." Stephanie stood up without saying another word to her and walked out. Back home, Stephanie paced the bedroom. The confrontation had resolved one issue, the blackmail, but her heart remained heavy. A larger truth loomed, one she could no longer keep locked away. Her husband had carried guilt for something he didn't do. Yes, the infidelity on his own part, which he had confessed to her, but she still had carried the secret of what she had done. Stephanie sat down, picked up her phone and began to record. "By the time you hear this, I'll be far from here. Elvis, our 4 beautiful children, the ones you love with all your heart, they are not biologically yours. But make no mistake, they are your children in every way that matters. I know exactly your thought at this moment, but no, I didn't cheat. I would never do that. I simply made a decision you would never have made. I went through IVF quietly using a sperm donor, a man I've never seen. He doesn't know me and I don't know him, and we may never meet as long as this life exists. You refused the truth. You couldn't face it, and when your family blamed me again and again, you said nothing. So I had to act for me, for you, for the life we deserve. You couldn't protect me from your family, so I protected myself, and I protected you from the shame and judgment. I am sorry. I will never intentionally hurt you, but I think I've carried this secret for so long. I couldn't carry it anymore." Stephanie left the voice note saved on a flash drive, placed neatly beside a handwritten note that says, "Play this." Stephanie went to where her children were sleeping, the 4 children that means the world to her. She watched them sleep beautifully, and after a while she kissed their forehead and packed only what they needed: a suitcase, their clothes, a folder of school records, and her own personal belongings. She got them up, dressed them up, and took them out of the house. She looked around the house one last time, then she closed the door. Elvis had good news. He was so eager to return home and share the good news with his wife. The secretary had shown up at the office crying and apologizing. "It wasn't mine," she admitted. "I'm sorry for dragging your name into this," she said to me. He had forgiven her. His mind was finally at ease, but the house was too quiet. He walked into the living room and noticed the note. "Play this." Confused, he went round all the rooms in the house looking for his wife and children, but they were not anywhere to be found. He quickly returned back to the sitting room, picked up the flash drive and slotted it into the speaker. Then he heard her voice. As the voice note played, Elvis froze. His hands began to tremble. His knees began to shake. He sat slowly. Her words cut through him like glass. While the tape was still playing, he remembered the beautiful memories they had shared together, holding their first baby with tears in his eyes, the laughter around the dining table, Stephanie crying silently in the bathroom, his mother saying a barren woman has no place in her home. He realized how blind he had been, how loud his silence had been. He wasn't angry, he was shattered. Tears rolled down like rain. He whispered to the air, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't I see these things? Why didn't I see what I was doing to this woman? Why didn't I see what I was doing to my dear Stephanie? I love you so much, darling." Late night, Elvis sat alone, listening to that voice note again. He plays the voice note once more, not for clarity, but for connection. He missed his family. He hears the pain in his wife's voice, the love, the exhaustion, the strength. He looks at a photo of their children. "They are mine, every single one of them," he whispered again to the air. He presses his forehead against the frame. Stephanie and her children had settled in comfortably in a small new apartment she rented in another town. One of the kids hugged her. Another runs up holding a phone. "Mommy, look, Daddy sent a message." She hesitates, then takes the phone. The message reads, "I failed you, but I will never stop fighting for you, for us. Come home when you are ready. I will always be here waiting for you." She clutches the phone to her chest. A tear escapes her eyes. At midnight, Stephanie sat up and began to whisper to herself, "Thank God I took this decision. Thank God I told him the truth. I miss my husband, and I know very soon we will reconnect and reunite as family. Now he knows the truth. I am free from the guilt of holding that secret for so long. I love my husband." Some truths break glasses, others break chain. In love, we sometimes lose each other just to find each other again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy our stories.